And now, concerning his words, and he shall send his angels. By angels is meant those who, reinforced by the power of the Spirit, have consumed with the fire of the love of God all human traits and limitations, and have clothed themselves with the attributes of the most exalted beings and of the cherubim. That holy man, Sadiq, in his eulogy of the cherubim, saith, "There stand a company of our fellow Shi'is behind the throne. Diverse and manifold are the interpretations of the words behind the throne. In one sense, they indicate that no true Shi'is exist, even as he hath said in another passage, a true believer is likened unto the philosopher's stone." Addressing subsequently his listener, he saith, "Hast thou ever seen the philosopher's stone?" Reflect how this symbolic language, more eloquent than any speech, however direct, testifieth to the non-existence of a true believer. Such is the testimony of Sadiq. And now consider, how unfair and numerous are those who, although they themselves have failed to inhale the fragrance of belief, have confirmed as infidels those by whose word belief itself is recognized and established. And now, inasmuch as these holy beings have sanctified themselves from every human limitation, have become endowed with the attributes of the spiritual, and have been adorned with the noble traits of the blessed, they therefore have been designated as angels. Such is the meaning of these verses, every word of which hath been expounded by the aid of the most lucid texts, the most convincing arguments, and the best established evidences. As the adherents of Jesus have never understood the hidden meaning of these words, and as the signs which they and the leaders of their faith have expected have failed to appear, they therefore refuse to acknowledge, even until now, the truth of those manifestations of holiness that have since the days of Jesus been made manifest. They have thus deprived themselves of the outpourings of God's holy grace, and of the wonders of his divine utterance. Such is their low estate in this, the day of resurrection. They have even failed to perceive that were the signs of the manifestation of God in every age to appear in the visible realm in accordance with the text of established traditions, none could possibly deny or turn away, nor would the blessed be distinguished from the miserable, and the transgressor from the God-fearing. Judge fairly. Were the prophecies recorded in the gospel to be literally fulfilled? Were Jesus, son of Mary, accompanied by angels to descend from the visible heaven upon the clouds? Who would dare to disbelieve? Who would dare to reject the truth and wax disdainful? Nay, such consternation would immediately seize all the dwellers of the earth, that no soul would feel able to utter a word, much less to reject or accept the truth. It was owing to their misunderstanding of these truths that many a Christian divine hath objected to Muhammad, and voiced his protest in such words: "If thou art in truth the promised prophet, why then art thou not accompanied by those angels our sacred books foretold, and which must needs descend with the promised beauty to assist him in his revelation, and act as warners unto his people? Even as the All-Glorious hath recorded their statement, why hath not an angel been sent down to him, so that he should have been a warner with him?" Such objections and differences have persisted in every age and century. The people have always busied themselves with such specious discourses, vainly protesting, "Wherefore hath not this or that sign appeared?" Such ills befell them only because they have clung to the ways of the divines of the age in which they lived, and blindly imitated them in accepting or denying these essences of detachment, these holy and divine beings. The leaders, owing to their immersion in selfish desires and their pursuit of transitory and sordid things, have regarded these divine luminaries as being opposed to the standards of their knowledge and understanding, and the opponents of their ways and judgments. As they have literally interpreted the word of God, and the sayings and traditions of the letters of unity, and expounded them according to their own deficient understanding, They have therefore deprived themselves and all their people of the bountiful showers of the grace and mercies of God. And yet they bear witness to this well-known tradition. Verily, our word is abstruse, bewilderingly abstruse. In another instance it is said, our cause is sorely trying, highly perplexing. None can bear it except a favourite of heaven, or an inspired prophet, or he whose faith God hath tested. These leaders of religion admit that none of these three specified conditions is applicable to them. The first two conditions are manifestly beyond their reach. As to the third, it is evident that at no time have they been proof against those tests that have been sent by God, and that when the divine touchstone appeared, they have shown themselves to be naught but dross. Great God, notwithstanding their acceptance of the truth of this tradition, these divines, who are still doubtful of and dispute about the theological obscurities of their faith, yet claim to be the exponents of the subtleties of the law of God and the expounders of the essential mysteries of his holy word, they confidently assert that such traditions as indicate the advent of the expected Qaim have not yet been fulfilled, whilst they themselves have failed to inhale the fragrance of the meaning of these traditions, and are still oblivious of the fact that all the signs foretold have come to pass, that the way of God's holy cause hath been revealed, and the concourse of the faithful, swift as lightning, are even now passing upon the way, whilst these foolish divines wait expecting to witness the signs foretold. Say, O ye foolish ones, wait ye even as those before you are waiting. Were they to be questioned concerning those signs that must needs herald the revelation and rise of the Son of the Muhammadan dispensation, to which we have already referred, none of which have been literally fulfilled, and were it to be said to them, wherefore have you rejected the claims advanced by Christians and the peoples of other faiths, and regard them as infidels? Knowing not what answer to give, they will reply, these books have been corrupted, and are not, and never have been of God. Reflect the words of the verses themselves eloquently testify to the truth that they are of God. A similar verse hath been also revealed in the Qur'án. Were ye of them that comprehend? Verily I say, throughout all this period, they have utterly failed to comprehend what is meant by corrupting the text.